MrTruck here with video number 4 with Ruben and Advanced Transmission Auto Repair. We're here in Longmont on Main Street. Easy place to find.
Yes.
And Ruben is the one who made the transmission Overkill. It's one you can't break. It's more powerful than a diesel. And we're finishing up with all the other things we did. And Ruben, you did so many things to this truck. I mean, you know, it should be a new one. I just need some paint and we're ready to go. But
yeah.
Do you remember all the stuff I know we did Overkill transmission.
To tell the truth, I don't know where to start because we did a lot. From the transmission to the front differential to the front suspension, to the exhaust system, to you know, fixing the drag links, the adding that death wobble bar on there,
right?
Fixing the front actuator for the front differential. Doing a tune-up, spark plugs, wires, cap rotor, cleaning the throttle body. I mean,
it was just like a whole new truck. I mean, but then it was like tie rod ends, or which one?
Yeah,
there's 4 of those.
Drag links and the tie rod ends on it because it still had a slight death wobble. So once we put that death wobble brace in there, occasionally you would still catch it. So I mean, we ended up replacing the drag link and the tie rod ends, make sure everything's pretty tight up front.
Well, that's cool. That's what's hard on a short bed, jacked up truck with a single cab. It's hard to get rid of all the death wobble. It's kind of that way.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the last thing you want to have, death wobble going on the road. Next thing you know, the whole truck starts shimming, steering wheel goes nuts, and then you know you could roll it.
Well, yeah, we don't really want to roll it. I mean, unless we're doing it on purpose, we'll see how that works. And we'll see if the mighty Dodgezilla Overkill can whip some butt.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking way forward for it.
On these big tires, and you know, the short one that should help me on those rocks, and you know, but you know, it's a good-looking truck. We got, you know, the cool moon mirrors on came with it. But we got the one little stirrup for the running board so I can get up in the darn things. It's a 4-inch lift and a 3-inch body lift. And then you put universal joints. You actually shorten the drive shaft in the front, so there's 3 new universals in the front.
Actually, we lengthened the drive shaft because of the lift kit that it had in there. The front drive shaft was too short. Okay. So we actually had to lengthen it, and so it got lengthened, new U-joints in the rear. Yeah. So we should be pretty much ready for.
And it sounds cool. You did that great exhaust, which is a 3-inch mandrel bent, so there's no sharp ends on it. You did all that, welded it together, and then the you know, I've added a few things. You did the fender flares.
Yeah, we did the fender flares. You did the grill on it.
And the bumper. Yeah, I got to work on the back. And you welded the tow hooks on too.
Yeah, we welded the tow hooks in there. So I mean, if they do come off, it's coming off the frame and everything. So.
This thing should be ready for the mountains. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I forgot. You know, we did the transmission cooler, radiator on it.
Yes.
So it should be plenty cool up there.
So I can use this as a daily driver. Actually, it's that well done.
Yes.
And we're going to try out that transmission, rocking back and forth, and seeing how that reverse works.
That's the thing with the Dodges. You know, you got the governor on the back of it, so you could always rock them back and forth, and you should have an issue. Yeah. I mean, if it was, you know, maybe a GM, you might have a problem up there with the governor snapping off.
Oh yeah, well I plan on taking the tow rope so I can pull, you know, Rusty Boy from Tommy and Roman's Big Green. I'll have to pull them somewhere, you know, back on a truck or, you know, whatever. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot more fun with this truck, and I'm glad you fixed it. And you're my mechanic. You're the man. You're the one who can do anything and make it better than new.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So I mean, I guess the next step is build a blown Hemi in there and go down.
That's what I want. I want a blown Hemi in this puppy.
Motor in there.
Oh yes, that's our next project. All we got to do is get Ram to give us one. That's all there is to it. It's simple, but this is cool, and this is video number 4, so you can watch all the videos and see all the good work that all the good work that Ruben did. Starts with an R.
Yeah.
And you're fixing your shop. You had somebody run into it. Now it's going to have new doors and new front, and it'll be awesome. So come to Longmont, see Ruben, and figure out what he can do for your truck.
Yeah, definitely. We're here to serve all the needs. especially transmission needs. I mean, we do anywhere from diesel to transmissions to pretty much anything automotive.
Well, great. You're good at what you do.
Yeah, I love what I do. So you know, each car that we get in here, I think is like, if it were mine, what would I do to make it the best rig out on the road for the least amount of money and the best work out there. So
that's true. You're very efficient in what you do, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so.
and it's just, you know, after this wall incident, it kind of set us back a little bit. So
yeah, well, you're
so
now you got all your bays working again.
Yeah,
that's good. It's bad. It's busy in the summer, and you lose 2 bays to somebody running in the shop. But yeah, you're doing good. All right, thank you you a lot. I'm gonna go out and have fun with this. See what you did.
Yeah, we'll definitely go check it out Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you put that skid plate on, because we're gonna be climbing rocks. Yeah. So I appreciate all that you putting that on there. But yeah, that'll be awesome. Hey, you almost need 2 people. One guy to line that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I would help you, but I'm allergic to manual labor. It's an allergy I've had for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
If I can see that. Oh, yeah, I can see the torque converter. See the flex plate and all that stuff. Cool. Guess the offset's not going to work. Not worry about that on this one, huh?
Yeah.
Does the torque converter already come, I guess, with oil in it, doesn't it?
No, they
have to pump up from the...
Yeah, it has to pump up from
from
the pan and go.
And it seemed awfully heavy for a chunk of metal.
So that one's got the dot. So we'll try to see if we can align this guy.
Hey now, are these lining up? It's a miracle.
Yes, it is.
The flex plate fits. Oh, this is such a good thing.
It does fit real good. Ready for the light show?
Yeah. Always wear protection?
Oh yes. That gets you out of a lot of trouble.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Well, you don't want a one-night transmission rebuilder, so.
That's true. You want to be protected.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, this is not broke out at all in here. It's all nice and shiny. Screens all there. So this one doesn't have platinum in it, huh?
No, those aftermarket cats don't have no platinum.
Oh, goodness gracious. Cat converter, yes.
So what we did here is we shortened the back of it, and on this pipe diameter is 3 inches compared to the outlet it's 2.5. So what we did is we shortened this guy down. With this being a little bit beveled, is actually going to help speed up the exhaust flow in here and help. The more air you get into the engine and out quicker equals more power, more fuel economy, and especially we want more torque since it's a truck. So
yeah, and it probably cools a little better too.
Yes,
get that darn heat out of there. That's good. So you're creating like a Venturi effect behind the cat.
Exactly. So we just cut that down. And we're going to weld it right behind it. Like I said, inner diameter is 2.5. We're going to do 3-inch exhaust.
Well, that makes sense. The faster you get to the bigger pipe, the better.
Exactly. So that's what we got. Put the glass back, like right.
It's almost the same length, isn't it?
And it's you, about right there.
Yeah, 3-inch. That's a big pipe.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Go back the pedal. Right about there.
Right there?
Cool. Okay, Ruben, you put the cooler for the transmission in front of the radiator.
Yes,
and then
we
what did
have.
you discover when you pulled the hose out the radiator? Is the transmission lines were full of antifreeze?
Yeah, somebody bypassed this the cooler that on the radiator that cools off the transmission, and they added an external cooler there. So we actually got a better auxiliary cooler, but I wanted to sink it in together so like that it cools off by the radiator and it goes back to the auxiliary cooler and goes back even cooler to the transmission. Well, I pulled one of the cooler lines and coolant started coming off of it, so we decided to replace the radiator.
That's not a good thing, huh?
No, it's not.
So we had a new radiator, new transmission cooler, and it's
Yes.
plumbed in right. And now we're doing a tune-up where this thing just keeps getting more powerful all the time.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to freshen it up, put a set of spark plugs and change the wires and on the gap them a little bit wider, just a little bit, about another 5,000 so we get a little extra spark there.
Cool.
So yeah, it should be pretty good freshen up.
Be smoking these tires.
Yeah, definitely. So we're out with we're basically getting out with the old and starting with the new.
Yeah, we've only got a few more things to do. We got a drive shaft, we've got some rear brake lines, we got some vacuum lines,
Yeah.
and maybe a front axle seal.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do the axle seal. The less leaks we have, the better it is.
But yeah, this thing's got a lot of years to go. That'll be our next thing. Usually you worry about the transmission first. We'll be taking care of that. Next thing, we'll see how this engine lasts. And I couldn't find a programmer for it. They stop at like 98 as far back as they go. We don't know if this is a 96, 97 exactly, but I couldn't find a programmer. I guess the guy just had to try one.
Well, I think the truck itself is 94 computer, just the design of the ECM there.
Yeah, so that'd probably be the problem. That wouldn't change. Because, it talks about shift points and all that. But
Yeah.
if you can't change the factory computer, you can't do much.
Well, and that's when we could change the shift points by changing on the throttle cable. We'll adjust it in and out and
Yeah.
get it going. But like I said, we're going to try to get it tuned up properly so like that we could adjust the max shift points.
Do you know what the torque converter will shift at what RPM?
Well, with the torque converter, with the high stall, basically it'll have you start up quicker. It's not going to change any of the shifting points on the transmission.
Oh, it won't go higher into the RPM band?
No,
of the
it'll
horsepower?
basically get you. What the high stall does, it allows the engine to reach basically at higher RPM quicker, so it gets you to the peak horsepower and torque the engine makes.
Okay, gets you,
When you
each
go
gear
to-
goes faster.
Yes.
Each gear's-
When you get to a certain extreme, say if you do an engine build that has a high horsepower engine but at a higher RPM, then you want to go with a higher stall. So depending on how built you have your engine, but typically on something I would say stock or mildly built, I typically go anywhere from 2 to 2,500 RPM on the stall.
Yeah, so I've heard of the 2000 converter, that's what they call it. But
Yeah, and
So
that
it's
just basically gets you out of the hole quicker.
Yeah.
It feels like you gain another 50 horsepower or so.
I'm all for getting out of the hole quicker.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what she said.
One more to the book.
Thing on the list, the EGR exhaust bypass, whatever it's called.
Tube is broken. So
Yep.
we'll have to get the welder out and weld her up.
There's another frame ground, isn't it, back there? What's that ground wire going to?
Yeah, we just keep finding grounds and things.
There was a truck, a Chevy 71 that we were rebuilding a while back, me and my youngest son, And that thing had ground wires everywhere, all over the bed. Everywhere you look in a frame, there's a ground wire going to somewhere. The 5-bolt brakes on so they could get disc brakes on the front. There's no gasket. And
no gasket?
It looks like it's a homemade piece of crap. What is that?
That's something.
Look at that. Boy, got 2 throttle buttons.
Yeah, that's it. And they're dirtier than...
A lot of injectors, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if I can find a better air filter than that. Look at it. You know, a brand new. The filter will look bad, but the tubing looks terrible. Well, you know, Ruben, the fun never ends. And I'm doing tune-up on the old 318.
Yeah, we sure do.
Gonna do plugs and wires and clean up the intake and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we're going to put factory plugs back in it, which are champions.
Aha.
So for those who are not big champion fans, Dodge is one.
Yeah, Dodge had them, and that's what the stickers show, so what are you gonna do? It tells you the gap on them. Isn't that something? Tells you the spark plug gap. Yeah?
New resistor.
Oh, cool.
Sparky thingies.
Yeah, those things. Well, this is cool. I mean, you know, I'm glad it came out of New Mexico for the rust, but New Mexico dirt and sand is everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
They must have been in the high country desert where this thing spent most of its life. Now it's going to go up in the high country of the Rockies and get in the snow and the rocks.
I think we're going to wash it first before it becomes into an adobe brick. Grease.
Dial who?
Dielectric grease.
Oh, okay, Permatex.
So you're supposed to add in on each connection there. They say a dab. I put more than a dab.
Dab-a-doo. Yabba-dabba-doo.
This prevents water getting into there, makes a cleaner connection. Plus, if you do ever have something going on and you have to take off your spark plug, or your your wire, the distributor or spark plug, well, this boot doesn't seize up to your spark plug, so in the long run, you might be able to just cheat and change spark plugs and maybe save your wire for another run.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, it's a little different than spark plugs today are good for 100,000 miles. These are probably good for 30,000 or so.
Oh yeah, I would probably do it every 36.
Yeah.
Depending on each application.
It's a little different than the Hemi. Those Hemi spark plugs are way down inside there.
Oh yeah, and it's 16 of them too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I know when aluminum heads first came out, these guys would change spark plugs with impacts. You don't do that to aluminum head. You got to cool it off, and you got to be careful with them. This is the old cast iron stuff.
This one I actually got modified a little bit on the insulation here.
That's cool. You got a lot of insulation on these.
Yeah.
They must be made for this truck. Yeah, look at those pretty new wires.
Still missing one.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. We don't want to be running a 7-cylinder here.
No, we were trying to do a 10-cylinder. Yeah, get new hose all over the place.
Oh yeah.
This thing's made out of vacuum lines. Vacuum line to the transfer case, vacuum line to the brakes, vacuum lines everywhere.
Yeah, the most important thing to have is a properly leak-free hose.
Yeah?
Makes everything run good.
Yeah.
Less misfires.
And brake boost is always important.
Yeah, that helps. I think that's why it's still got the good brakes.
Yeah, it had a good boost to it. I was amazed when I was working on that 70 or 71, whatever that Chevy is, C10. Parts like what you got in your hand right now, I could go to a regular Chevy store and buy those.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. What are you doing, Ruben?
I'm playing around.
Is it you doing push-ups on top of my hood?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we get
You're like an aerobics instructor.
Yeah, that's where we get the one-pack abs there. That's what keeps my girlish there.
Yeah, one-pack abs. Yeah, I've got one of those. Holy cow.
That's a lot of,
I think there's some dirt in there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that carbon. What do you think?
Just a little bit.
The throttle plate's just kind of dirty. What does that mean my pistons look like?
Yeah, I think we need to take out this truck and just do the old copperoo thing.
Copperoo?
Yeah.
What's that?
Then they used to use that back in the day. They used to get the engine so hot and then grab a bunch of transmission fluid and they could suck it up through the intake and just drove it like they stole it and get all the intake. Yeah, that's what they used to do.
Oh, to get the carbon out of it?
Yeah, to get all the intake cleaned up.
Wow, I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, they used to
Heard
do
doing
it
some
back in
weird things
Texas.
with a chainsaw oil.
With the chainsaw?
It's a two-stroker in there. I don't know. Wow, so I never heard of that. Let's try that. See, blow the carbon out of those pistons. Of course, who knows how long ago this thing actually ran.
And it's definitely...
A little dirty. Well, yeah, get your transmission fluid out here. We'll blow it backwards.
It's actually not too bad. Throttle body's worse than anything.
Yeah?
Yeah. Pre-wash and the solvent.
Yeah.
Now you can
Cool.
see you got throttle body.
Yeah, it's not black anymore.
No. Yeah, the throttle cable was pretty frayed. It's supposed to come back.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought those two cables were for the cruise control.
Well, this guy's for the cruise control. This is for the accelerator.
Okay.
So yeah, I was trying to back it up at the shop, and it gets stuck in wide open throttle.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I accelerated a little bit, and I kind of kicked it because a lot of times the older trucks they kind of get stuck.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta kick them a little bit. Just give them a quick tap. No, this went wide open throttle. I had to kill the truck. Murder it all out.
Yeah, it's a new throttle cable.
Actually, I'm gonna change the gasket since we're there. I didn't change it the last time. I just kind of put it on there so we can get it out of the way.
So that's the EGR tube, huh?
Yes, it is.
Recirculate that gas. It's weird to see the tube coming out of a header like that.
Yeah, that's what they used to use. Well, when they use the manifold, it actually gets more air out of more cylinders.
Yeah, this is kind of more.
Get that out of there.
Holy cow, bends the crap out of it. Now my transfer case shifter is. Did you bend it the right direction?
What?
Yeah, Ruben's getting me a skid plate for Dodgezilla Overkill. This will protect the transfer case. And go beat up on Roman's big green. That's what I should do, is go over there and take his skid plates off.
Yeah, I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah, we're getting some armor under this girl.
Peter went to lock up the torque converter and went to...
And it senses that off the differential?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a multi-purpose.
It doesn't have an E-locker. I mean, I don't even know if it's got a limited slip on it or not.
No, I think this truck has a
Maybe it has a clutch in it.
one-wheel wonder.
Oh,
Marin.
yeah. Yeah. Well, at least it's got a 355. It ought to tow some kind of trailer. Yeah, that's a good skid plate. Protect that old transfer keys. I've seen a lot of rust in there where the holes are, and I thought, well, I'll come out of it.
But if you get down and dirty with the with a clean wheel, it actually works better.
A what, Will?
Clean.
Oh,
Right now, I'm kind of...
yeah. That 70 Chevy I had, it was aluminum wheel, and the iodine so bad I just painted them, but I guess the guy could have put that acid on them, and I didn't have any of that.
Well, the acid only...
Well, that's pretty shiny. And that'll work on that rust too in the face there.
Well, this thing's already got rust somewhere around here, but...
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh, Ruben beating up my plate on my front differential. The cover is just, I think it's covered in mud, or what is this? Slime?
I think it's a little bit more slime.
Oh, that looks yucky. Well, it looks like mud. Oh my gosh. I think it's dirty in there. Oh my gosh.
This is supposed to be...
Is that supposed to be kind of different color than that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be different color.
Was the rear differential that yucky?
No, just the front one.
Well, no wonder the actuator doesn't work in the shaft. Man, oh man. That's how these project trucks, they just keep getting deeper.
This is the actuator.
Oh, you
This
already
is the
got
fork
that
is
part.
all oblong.
So you think the fork might be shot, huh?
Yeah, fork is definitely shot.
Wow.
So now we gotta figure out. Yeah, you got all this stuff in there. Almost feels like wheel grease.
Yeah. I'd probably start using 200 weight oil or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man. Just when you thought we were only a day away, look what we find. Look at those gears in there. Whoa. Oh, it's getting deeper.
Yeah, we got chunkies in here.
That's where the actuator goes. Two gear slides back and forth and engages the front axle. And what are you finding now?
We're finding chunkies.
Chunkies.
Chunkies. Yeah, chunky
Does
monkeys.
it really need that much metal in there? It's probably just extra parts. You think some of my gears are gone? That come out of the actuator. Parts of the fork.
No, I think more on that.
You're supposed to be encouraging me.
I am trying to, but it's not looking good.
Whoa.
And
I think it's parts of the bearing?
No, I think it's ring gear and pinion.
Ring gear and pinion. Are those important parts?
Yeah. Real important.
Wow. So now we can put a front locker on it. Oh.
Yeah, that's where they are.
Oh, the pinion looks a little chewed.
Yeah, that's seen better days. See right there?
Yeah, I see that. The pinion looks like there's a couple of teeth missing.
Oh, snap. That's what I felt.
Yeah.
That top.
Is the reindeer okay, or is it chunked too?
Well, you see that it's going to need a new housing.
New housing.
See how that the end of this thing is.
Yeah.
Your pin is broken.
Well, that's not good either. The spider deer's all messed up right there.
Well, spider, yeah. So what I was feeling is all the washers from the spider gears and.
This truck wants to be a two-wheel drive really badly.
Man, let's see if we can find something on the web.
Well, the project truck is slowing down. Front differential, I thought we had to just replace the actuator for the four-wheel drive where it slides on the axles. But when you pull the pin, it's just like mud coming out of there. Not a good sign. And the actuator itself, the fork's bent, wore out. So what we're thinking now is a rolling chassis. Nice something with maybe both rear ends and even the gearbox, because the gearbox has got a problem. The steering gearbox is leaking out the bottom. If we get a rolling chassis, we might be able to get that part too. And that would all be good. This project is getting to be a real project. Yes, here they are, the two Rubens searching for parts for Dodgezilla Overbuilt. Can we get enough parts for this truck?
We're gonna change the year.
No, just look it up as a Ford.
Okay, we won't. We'll raise sunflowers. We'll raise sunflowers in the back of that truck, and then we'll sell it in Kansas.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, the rear brake's kind of important. Guy had them plugged off. It's unbelievable. Now we'll have all new brake lines. Gravy. A lot of gravy going on here. All new brake lines.
It's all gravy.
Well, at least brakes are new on the back end here. Look at that, man. All buffed up and ready to rock and roll. Now, there's the old front axle. Yeah, it had a shot pinion gear, and the spider gear shaft was busted, and the actuator was not lining up and bent. And here's the new one off of our rolling chassis. Getting it back under there. And here's our rolling chassis. This is how you save money when you're rebuilding a vehicle. You buy something from parts. Doesn't matter if it's a whole truck or like this one's a rolling chassis. Somebody else wanted the body. So we've taken the axle off of it. We've taken the injectors out of the engine. And I'll sell the transmission to manual. We'll actually even use this rear axle because I didn't have a missing emergency brake. We're going to put all that on there. But yeah. And then I got 4 extra wheels that I can use to actually load on this dump trailer. This tilt trailer is not wide enough for the big tires on what we have on Dodgezilla. Those will not fit this trailer, so transport, I probably will put the other tires on the front to get it there and then switch back. Tracking bar goes back on, a little help. So Ruben, with advanced transmission and repair, are you on the high setting?
One of the highest ones.
Tons of pickup truck questions, right?
Right. Where do we go for the answers?
We go to the Truck Nuts book.
Because we're truck nuts. I wrote the book, Truck Nuts. We're nuts about truck. The ultimate guide to buying a truck, or to looking at a truck, or judging a truck. You know, whether it's diesel versus gas, new versus used, what your teenagers should learn about trucks, all that. You do all kinds of cool tests.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing. We do the iGauntlet, world's toughest towing test, up the mountain and down the mountain. We do MPG testing on the highway, loaded with trailers.
Yeah.
We do off-road testing. A lot of that data is in this book as well, and it's a one-stop shop for truck information.
That's true. We test trucks maximum capacity up to the biggest grades you can do on the interstate.
Yep.
So we really put them to the test. And you know, you can get all the facts you can't find anywhere else. We do MPG tests, which you can't find on any sticker anywhere. So, you know, all that stuff that you can't find is in the book.
And you can find the book at trucknutsbook.com. There are links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the other bookstores as well.
So read about your truck nuts.